We're on the first Polish edition of Wargaming conference. With me is Mr. Iain McNeil, CEO of Matrix Games. Hello, sir. What is your opinion about conferences like this? Is this needed from the point of view of defense?
Well, thanks for having us. It's been a really good event. It's been really interesting to see so many of the Polish are really invested in this, but also quite a lot of international visitors. So for us, it's been really useful. Because it's a new event, it's relatively small, and that's been really nice because you get to spend more time actually talking to people. People aren't as frantically jumping from meeting to meeting. We've actually had the chance to sit down for an hour or more with people we don't normally get the chance to sit with. So for us, it's been a really interesting event, and we really wanted to be here at the start of something we think is important for Poland and for wargaming in general. Wanted to support it and to try and help it grow.
What is your opinion on wargaming as a tool to improve defense? Is it important? And if yes, you will probably say yes. Why?
Well, obviously, I'm a little bit biased. I mean, I've been wargaming since I was 6 years old. I've traveled all over the world competing in competitions. I've been developing computer games since I was 20. So, yeah, I'm heavily invested in war games. And what I've seen over that time is that there are a range of use cases and there's all sorts of different value from wargaming. There's the general awareness. So we find people that wargame have a much better understanding of core concepts of maneuver, concentration of force, logistics, cover, morale, things that are just in they become part of your DNA and you inherently understand them. You'll look at a map or a battlefield and you'll instantly know that's a good avenue of approach because there's cover, the enemy can't see me, or I shouldn't be here, it's too open. Things that just, you don't even realize you're taking them into account, but it just becomes part of your thought-making process. It's also familiarity with platforms and systems. So we find people that wargame have a much better understanding of their own equipment, but also with their allies' equipment and then their enemies' equipment. Quite often when you talk to professional military, they've become so specialized over recent years that they know their equipment intimately, but even their own, within their own sides, they may not know the capabilities of their own platforms. They know a little bit about their allies and very little about the enemy platforms. And so it helps with that general awareness of capabilities, which is really important. You don't want to be the first time on a battlefield where you're working out what the capability of a T-80 is, what kind of ranges it is, what's its strengths and weaknesses. That's the kind of stuff you really want to learn in wargaming. Then you've got analytical wargames, which are useful for generating data to assist in procurement or course of action analysis. We're doing a lot of work with AI companies now, so people like DARPA, they're using wargames to train their artificial intelligence. It's a battle space where their AI can learn in, and those AIs are useful for decision support, logistics planning. So we're finding that wargaming has a place in everywhere across the life cycle in defense, and it's hugely valuable. It was undervalued, and people are starting to see what the value is.
You said you started wargaming being 6 years old, so there is also a value to make people interested in defense, in military issues.
I think there's a lot of value in that as well. Over the last kind of 30 years, with the peacekeeping operations we've had, there's been a lot of negativity about defense. When the Ukraine war started, there was a bit of a change of opinion. People started to realize that the reason we have the defense is to protect us from enemy threats, and so we've seen a change in attitudes. We used to get sometimes labeled as warmongers because we made games about war. Over the last few years, that's gone away. The public opinion is much more in favor of protecting themselves. They understand the value, and wargaming is getting a resurgence because of that. And I think people that play war games have a better understanding of history. And if you understand history, it helps you to see the pitfalls and the problems and the things that have happened before, because history has a way of repeating itself because people forget the history and then they make the same mistakes over and over again. So the more people that war games, I think the better it would be for everybody.
As one of the top people in this, let's say, industry. I must ask you, how do you perceive the future of wargaming? What will change? What new things can appear?
I think there's two core ways it can go. Right now, there is a huge interest in wargaming, but one of the issues is there is not a capacity to deliver all of that wargaming. And so that money and that interest is going to get spent on wargames, not all of which are going to be delivered to a good quality and a good results. So there's a danger that the interest is going to spark primes to deliver wargames that maybe not of value. And so we have an opportunity now. If we can capitalize on it and deliver good results with the right people, then I think wargaming will become embedded and an important part of all of the future. If people overinvest in wargames and don't get the results out of them, I think there's a danger that it could be a flash in the pan and then that interest drops away for another 10, 20 years until the cycle comes back again. So I think we're at there's a great opportunity, but also a risk right now.
Okay. So the opportunity is current interest, but the risk is that there can be some flawed sort of war games which will teach you in a bad way.
Potentially, yes. It's more about the amount of money spent. So I think all wargaming has value. I think one of the problems we have right now is that there's a fear that if people run the wrong wargames, they'll make the wrong learning. From my experience, that every wargame has flaws, and so the important thing is just play a wide variety. And the lessons you get combined across those games are the really important learnings, because everyone will have idiosyncrasies or exploits that you can take advantage of. And it's about playing a wide variety of games to get that learning. Some people are trying to control how wargaming is done, and there's a risk that that will restrict its growth. And some people are trying to make lots of money out of wargaming, which, I mean, we're all businesses, we want to make money, but we want to do it in a productive way that shows value for the customer. And I fear that the worry is that there could be too much money spent without enough result that puts people off investing in the wargaming.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.